Hello, boys and girls. It is time to learn another number. So let's learn some numbers together. Okay, I like to count, and so you can figure out what number we're learning today. Let's count together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And what's the next number? If you said 13, you are correct. And 13 is the number that we are going to practice today. The number 13 looks like this. It's a 1 and a 3. When we make the 1, we start at the top and we make a vertical line straight down. And for the number 3, we start right here and we curve around the tree, and that is how we make a 3. So here's the number 13. Take a good look at it and say it with me. 13. Okay, boys and girls, I love to see what numbers look like when we use counters. So let's take a look at the number 13 using 13 counters. Do you think that one tens frame will be enough to show my number 13? Well, I know that a tens frame only has 10 spaces. 10 spaces would not be enough. So I will need 2 tens frames today to show the number 13. There's my 2 tens frames, one at the top and one at the bottom. Okay, let's start counting. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I need to go to my next row. Here we go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I have one tens frame filled all the way up. I have no more room left in that tens frame. And that means I have 10 in that tens frame. So let's continue on so we can get to 13. Here we go. 11, 12, 13. And there are my 13 counters. In order to make the number 13, I need one full tens frame and then another tens frame with 3 more counters. Here's what that looks like, boys and girls. Here's one full tens frame with 10 counters and another tens frame with only 3 counters. Let's count on from 10 to make sure I have 13. In this tens frame, I know that I have 10 because it's filled up. So I can start counting from this one. 10, 11, 12, 13. There's my 13 counters. Let me show you a number sentence for the number 13. If this first tens frame is full, then how many counters does it have? 10, right. So there's my number 10. Let's look at this tens frame. It's not full. It has some counters. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Plus 3. And how many is that all together? What does that equal? 10, 11, 12, 13. Did you say 13? You're correct. 10 plus 3 equals 13. Read that number sentence with me. 10 plus 3 equals 13. Great work. Now we can take those numbers, the 10, the 3, and the 13, and we can put them into a number bond. Here is my number bond. Remember, a number bond has one big circle at the top and 2 smaller circles at the bottom. In the big circle, that's where I put my big number, my whole number. And 13 is my whole number. it's bigger than 3, it's bigger than 10. That's my whole number. So I'm going to add 13 to the top circle. There it goes. Now in the bottom circles, that's where I put my 2 smaller numbers. Those are the parts of 13. 10 and 3 are the parts of 13. Or you could say 10 and 3 is 13. These are all different ways of making the number 13, of showing the number 13. All right, boys and girls, it's time to get some work done. If you have a piece of paper or a pencil or a notebook, I want you to take that out right now, even some crayons, whatever you have. And I'm going to take out my paper too, so we can get started with our practice. Okay, so here's my paper. Let's see. Okay, tap anywhere. Okay, got it. Now the first thing I want you to do is write the number 13. I'm going to wait. I want to see if you can write the number 13 on your own. Go ahead. While I'm waiting for you, I'm going to pick my favorite color to work with today. Let's see. I'll pick this one. Okay. All right, do you have it on your paper? Great. Let me see if my 13 looks like your 13. 1, 3. That is how we make the number 13. Now it's time to show the number 13 with 13 counters. But boys and girls, I really don't want you to make 13 counters on your paper like this. We need to show the number 13 in a tens frame. So let me erase that. And I want you to try to draw a tens frame. If you need help from somebody, you can ask for help. But I'm going to show you, today I'm going to show you 2 ways to make a tens frame. All right, so here's the first way. First, you can make a rectangle. Okay, and 4 vertical lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1 long horizontal line across the middle. Now, sometimes boys and girls find that to be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to show you another way, a little trick you can do at home in case you don't have anyone to draw a tens frame for you and you need some help. Okay, so here's my trick. Start with one little square. Start with a square. And then you're going to add on to that square like this. So there's 1 box, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see how I'm adding boxes? I'm drawing boxes one next to each other. Okay, now I'm going to go underneath and do the same thing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there it is. There's a tens frame. So you can try either way to draw your tens frame, but make it look something like that so that we can begin to fill it with counters. How many counters do we need today? If you said 13, you are correct. Okay, here we go. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now my tens frame is full, but I have to keep going underneath. 11, 12, 13. And there I have 13 counters. My 13 counters are made up of 1 tens frame and 3 more counters. That's how I made my 13. We have one more job today. Who remembers what that last job is? The last thing I want you to do is to make a number bond. Okay, so when we make the number bond, we're going to make a big circle at the top, like this. Try your best. Now, a diagonal line from the bottom One diagonal line to the left, one diagonal line to the right, and I need a circle at the bottom of each of those lines. There it is. Okay, you with me? If you need to pause the video at any time, please pause it, finish up your work, and then continue playing it if Mrs. Savage is going too fast for you, okay? All right, now we have our number bond. The big number, the whole number goes at the top. So what is our big number today? What's our whole number? 13. Very good. 1, 3 makes 13. And in the bottom circles, I need to put my parts, my smaller numbers. Well, I have those parts in my picture right here. Here's one part, and here's the second part. Do you remember what those numbers are? If you're not sure, you can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is one of my parts. And here's my other one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And 3 is my other part. Now I know that 10 and 3 make 13. Or I can say 13 is 10 and 3. Boys and girls, great work as always. Continue watching my videos and doing a great job at home. I'm so proud of you all. Bye, boys and girls.